What made you make the decision?
Well, several reasons. First of all, we need someone in Washington to fight for us. Our guys in Washington, a lot of times they go to Washington, they come back and work for some companies they've been petting for a long, long time. They all get jobs as lobbyists, this, that, and the other. I'm going to do something a little different. I'll make a pledge. When I go to Washington, I'll serve in Washington. I'll come home, and I'll make my own living. I don't need some kind of company putting me on some kind of big payroll like a lot of them do. I also don't think they ought to be able to lobby in Washington for at least 10 years. Now they have a 2-year limitation. I think they ought to stretch it to 10 years. And I'm a fighter. I have a record of fighting for people. That's exactly what we need in Washington. We have too many politicians that tap dance around up there and represent the special interests, not the people's interests. And I have an unparalleled record in Louisiana of taking up for consumers, and I'm very proud of it. I've been criticized by a lot of people saying Foster Campbell's a liberal, this and that and the other. What they really don't tell you is that through the years, I've voted for fewer taxes than most anybody, but I've created a $1 billion trust fund that no one else has ever done in Louisiana. We have $1 billion locked up by the Constitution, passing out money for people, schools, all the schools in the state of Louisiana. I'm for a strong national defense, and I can work with all kinds of people. But we don't get our fair share from Washington. We've got a bunch of guys that are against everything, and I can work with people, but I have a strong background of helping people who don't have a big voice, and that's what we need today.
Mr. Foster, now that you're in, that's 2 Democrats, you and Carolyn Fayard from New Orleans is in the race also. Is there room for 2 Democrats in the race?
Well, we're going to see. I think so. I would like to see 1 Democrat. That surely would help. Ms. Fayard's a nice woman. She's 37 years old and very wealthy, very, very wealthy. And she's never held office before, but we'll see. We'll see if people like someone who has a proven record of helping people, not afraid to take on controversial subjects, and have the record of getting things accomplished. They'll have to choose. I have a record that is unparalleled when it comes to helping people across the state of Louisiana. I have a record of speaking up when it's sort of hard to speak up. I never supported Bobby Jindal or any of his antics that has wrecked the state of Louisiana, and I was one of the few, if only, politicians in North Louisiana who didn't. Also, we have a huge problem with the coast of Louisiana eroding. We all know that. I've been on the forefront of that, fighting to make these major oil companies fix the damage they've caused. No one else would want to do that. They all ran when Bobby Jindal stopped a lawsuit last year asking 96 oil companies to pay the damage they admit to. I've stood up, and I have a record of standing up for people, like I say, that I'm very proud of.
What does Foster Campbell think about our immigration crisis?
Well, it's a problem. I don't know all the details. I know that one thing we could do to stop, we could ask people to make sure they're hiring legal people, and then I know that responsible people have to hire immigrants that have the right identification and the right paperwork. Now, we might look at charging people or some kind of penalty or something about people hiring people who know they're illegal. That would stop a lot of it. I am for Spanish people coming into the United States and working legally. They do a great job. We use them every day in construction. They're great at it, but they have to be legally qualified to get in here. But I don't have a lot of time for the contractors, and not even the contractors or people using them who know they're illegal. That's just as bad, if not worse, as them coming here without any kind of legal papers.
Sounded a little bit, pardon me, Foster, sounded a little bit like Donald Trump there. Did you mean to?
I might have a little bit of him in me. But I mean, you can't.
Or vice versa.
When they come across the border to work, and if they're legal, I'm for them coming here. If they're illegal, we need to stop it. But what we can do is maybe come up with some penalties for people hiring with immigrants that don't have the right paperwork. They're just as guilty as the people coming over here that have that work here and don't have the right paperwork. The people who are hiring them ought to be punished just like those who come here that don't have the right
A
paperwork.
lot of us are also worried about ISIS. How much do you know about that so far? I'm sure you're deep in studying all this, but it's a big problem for our country.
Well, it is the problem. Whatever we have to do to destroy ISIS, I'm for it. Whatever we have to do to destroy ISIS, I am for it. I don't think that I'm ready to put boots on the ground over there. I am for working with our allies to make sure that this is destroyed. These people are out to kill Americans. That's their goal. Whatever has to be done to destroy them, I am for it, 1,000%.
We thank you so much this morning, Foster Campbell, Public Service Commissioner candidate for
Hey,
Senate.
listen, I thank you so much for calling me.
And we'll do it again soon, I hope.
But anytime you call me.
All right,
I live
thank
on
you.
a farm. I live on a farm. I get up early. You call me. Thank you.
Thank you, Foster. Appreciate it.